Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Harari Boy, and today I wanted to talk about the market, more or less if we're in a bubble or not. So, yeah, everybody's essentially acting like, market only goes up. That's what it seems like. But meanwhile, the groceries are still expensive, gas is up, and people are stressed. But somehow the stocks are still ripping higher. So that's it makes it seem like, our market, our economy is doing pretty well. When in reality, some people might be facing, a different reality than that. But so that disconnect right now is what has a lot of people nervous. So we'll dive right into it.
All right, guys, as some of you may know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. I've been searching all over Netflix to watch Dragon Ball episodes, but unfortunately, Netflix here just doesn't have them. But you know which version of Netflix does? Netflix Japan. Some of you might be wondering, how on earth am I accessing Netflix Japan, right? Well, that's where NordVPN comes in. NordVPN is one of the top VPN services out there. It allows you to mask your location and browse securely, which is perfect for protecting your privacy. Plus, NordVPN can basically change your location to anywhere in the world with just a few clicks. So it's just as easy as that. That's how I'm able to access Netflix Japan and binge all of the Dragon Ball episodes that I can fathom. It's not just about watching international shows, however. NordVPN adds an extra layer of security basically as you're browsing, so your personal information stays safe and your online activity remains private. If you want to unlock more content and protect your privacy online, head over to nordvpn.com/harariboy to get over 70% off a 2-year subscription plus 3 months free. And if you don't like it, you can cancel within 30 days and get a money back guarantee. It is worth the peace of mind and extra content you'll have access to.
All right, so this kind of feels familiar for a lot of people, especially, um, adults in early 2000s, 2001 crash, 2008, things like that, the dot-com bubble, Japan bubble, even 1929, depression type bubbles. So the AI stocks are right now carrying the market very hard right now, as it seems. The top companies, you know, make up way too much of the S&P 500 right now. I'm talking about your Nvidias and things like that, your tech stock that are really investing heavily in these AI technologies and data centers. But when a handful of companies carry everything, that usually is when the risks kind of start. So yeah, it's definitely something to be watchful of. But what actually worries me right now is people start to believe this time is different. Every single time, right before a recession, people think, oh, it's going to be different. The market is just going to keep going up. So cheap money and hype can keep markets very irrational for way longer than expected. We saw it in tech, think about FANG. And yeah, and we saw it in housing too. So, housing market crash eventually. And human behavior never changes. Now, I understand, there's an opposite spectrum to this, especially when it comes to housing. Some people are waiting for the crash to happen. But here's the other side of what we're looking at. So these companies are making real money at the end of the day. All right. This isn't like 2001 where half the companies barely had profits. Everything was like kind of over leveraged and, the numbers just didn't make sense. AI is actually improving productivity and businesses at the end of the day. So just because the stocks are expensive doesn't automatically mean crash will happen tomorrow, essentially. So I wouldn't say panic, right this very second. But the big point I'm trying to drive home here is don't try to be a genius. Don't time the market. Nobody can time the market. I'm about to get into an example here about Sir Isaac Newton here in a second, but most people lose money, trying to predict every single move. They sell too early, they panic too late, and they try to buy the dip, things like that, and it doesn't always work out. So then once they sell, or once they panic sell, then they buy back, at the top of the market because everybody around them is getting rich. So it's kind of that FOMO effect, right? And to the point of the Sir Isaac Newton, example here. Isaac Newton, as I'm sure you guys have heard of him, got destroyed trying to time a bubble. So smart people still get emotional with money. That's why discipline beats intelligence in investing. He essentially bought stock, when it was very low, didn't think much of it. I think he sold it when he thought it was at the bottom. And then once it started climbing back up, he bought in too late, and then a crash happened. He got burned at the end of the day. So I don't want that to be you. It's a very tough lesson to learn for a lot of people. So what would be my approach, right? So I'm not betting solely like my life solely on hype. Long term anyways, right? Right now the AI stocks are doing very well, things like that. I would say do not over leverage yourself if you want to go after these single stock. Just make sure it's not more than 10% of your portfolio. Because what happens is when you're over leveraged, you're very dependent on that one stock. And what if it goes south? You never can predict the future. So I'm staying diversified as much as possible. S&P 500, my 401k, things like that. Yeah, definitely keep savings like cash reserves. Don't invest all your money at the end of the day. You still want to have the 3 to 6 months of expenses, and investing consistently, no matter what the headlines say. So whether it's a dip, whether it's it's going up. Dave Ramsey has a famous saying, the only people that get hurt most of the time on a roller coaster are the ones that jump off of it. So don't let that be you. All right. What should you guys do? What would be my advice to you today? So definitely build. Well, yeah, let's go in order here. Definitely build an emergency savings. That should be number one, right? Baby step one. People want to go straight to, paying off the debt and things like that. I say at least have $1,000 saved, maybe $2,000, just in case, water heater breaks down or something like that. You're covered at the end of the day. Have a stable income. So definitely, now is not kind of the season to be job hopping. If you have a stable job, definitely keep that, but keep trying to build your income, as your career develops. Stay out of bad debt. So yeah, I mean, that is definitely baby step two. Pay off all your debt. No matter what, the only debt that you should have at the end of the day is your mortgage, and you should be paying that off as soon as possible as well. And invest steadily over time. This will definitely have the compounding effect, over time. So, little here and there now will add up a lot later. And then if the market crashes 30 to 50%, essentially, you will survive it instead of panicking, like most people. So yeah, let me give you guys a bit of a reality check here. Nobody knows where the top is at the end of the day. That's a mystery. That's kind of, I guess you can say, for lack of a better term, the fun mystery of the stock market, But it could keep going higher, right? Or it could correct tomorrow. You don't want to play that guessing game. So invest as if you have no knowledge to hold for the long haul. Those are the people that, slow and steady wins the race at the end of the day. So, financially healthy people don't fear volatility at the end of the day. You don't even bat an eye to it. You'll just say, I'm riding the roller coaster and eventually I'll come out on the top of this. So that should be, your, the start of your goal setting. All right. So at the end of the day, the goal isn't to get rich overnight. Get rich quick is usually the fastest way to get burned. The goal is to stay, the goal is staying in the game long term, long enough to build, wealth at the end of the day. So, slow and consistent beats emotional every single time. So, you know, money is, 20% math, 80% emotion. So you need to, keep that in mind. All right. So if you got value out of this video, please make sure to thumbs up as it does help my channel grow. And be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.
It's Minnect. That's right, guys. I'm officially on Minnect now. You guys can go ahead and book me. I will be offering financial as well as career coaching based off of the Dave Ramsey principles, of course. So yeah, feel free to contact me, connect with me on Minnect, and I look forward to speaking with each and every single one of you.